I, your Star Wars patriarch, please consider doing something strong for your community. Like and subscribe, just like little Nuchan tells you to do. Before we get started, I have to tell you something. I recorded this entire video already once, and some of you may remember one time when I did a video and I had 2 pieces of music playing in the background, and it just becomes such a mess. I did it again, and this is a long, involved video. There's nothing simple about gear farming. This is your 2023 official Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Star Wars Galaxy Heroes gear farming guide. And to get started on this, before we take a look at anything in game, we've got to look back to November 16th of last year when Capital Games announced all gear items below Gear 12 will see their quantities doubled on most nodes, events, shipments, bundles, and packs. It's PvE nodes, raid rewards, mythic events, assault battles, territory battles, grand raid, championship, territory wars, etc., all sorts of places. Therefore, filling your roster with lots of Gear 12 characters. But what does it really do as far as gear farming in the game? What are we looking at? What's still difficult to farm? What's easy to farm? Before we jump into it a little bit here, I want to talk about, I'm not going to be able to show examples because I did them in the last video when I had 2 pieces of... Anyway, guys and gals, I cannot over the impact of playing the galactic challenges, of doing your territory battles, territory wars, or participating in this stuff, the impact of doing these things, of getting into a guild that's doing the max raid, the heroic Rancor, the heroic HAAT, the heroic Sith raid, at least those 3, and hopefully a guild is doing the challenge Rancor pit as well. Getting into guilds that are doing these things, participating in all the activities, being a good teammate, being a player who plays all the stuff. It can't be overemphasized how much that's going to benefit you for your gear farming. That's my first word, my PSA. Let's start to take a look. And we're going to start with talking about Gear 12. Like I mentioned, Gear 12 has not been positively impacted by double drops the way everything else is. You can see I'm working on 6 different characters right now. I've got a couple others to do as well before I really dig into my my Jedi Master Kenobi farm full bore 100%. Looks like I got some Carbantis here somehow, so that's nice. So I got a bunch of those. I'm going to go ahead, we'll take a look at that in a minute. So let's look at these Gear 12 characters, guys. When you look at a character going to Gear 12, there are 3 divisions. There's the left side of gear, there's the top 2 on the right, and there's the bottom right. Let's take a look at all 3 of those for Gear 12. The left side first. And I've got this right here. Here are all the pieces. This is from the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, the SWGOH wiki. You can jump on there and take a look at the gear for that. You can see that here's all the gear on here for the left side of the map. Notice I've got some pieces circled in red or outlined in red. Those are going to be very important to remember when we get to the shard shop. I'll have something to say about those. When we get to the shard shop, you need goodles and oodles and gazoobles of those pieces of gear. Do not neglect them. These are for the left side. You're going to get these first pieces from regular energy farms if you have to. You're going to get the second pieces from ship energy farms. Another side note while we're at it. I am at the point where I don't believe you should be farming hardly any, if any at all, of the pieces that you need to get to Gear 12. These Mark V, I don't think you should farm them. I don't think you should go in here and click on the energy node, and I don't think you should do this right. Don't do these. I don't think that's the way to go. You should use these energy nodes just for your Relic farm, getting characters from Gear 12 to Relic gears. You can get all this gear in other shops, which we'll show you later in the video. So for the Gear 12, that's your first part there. These are the easier pieces. Over here, top right, the top right are the next hardest pieces, and we got them right here. Again, guys, the outlines, pay attention. You need those outline pieces. You need a truckload of them. You can't get enough of these. You can't get enough of any of those pieces that are outlined. Now, this one actually doesn't need, oh yeah, it does. It does right here. You cannot get enough of any of these pieces. You're going to need them over and over and over and over again. And I was flipping through that while I had the chart up, but you can see right here, here are these pieces right here are these pieces right here. There are so many pieces needed, you can't ever get enough of them. I'll show you in the chart shop in a minute. Last is the bottom right. I'll show these pieces to you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. What are you looking at there? Kyrotex, my friends. Kyrotex, and what was that other piece called? The injectors? The injectors, right? Injectors, yes. Kyrotex and injectors, that's where you're looking at there. These injectors can be farmed, by the way. You can farm these. You can farm with regular energy when you're done doing Kyrotex. I think Kyrotex your priority with regular energy because Kyrotex you need the Kyrotech need is endless. You will need Kyrotex from now until the day you die or the day you retire from the game. You'll be short on Kyrotex. You will not have enough of them. I believe that's your priority for these regular energy farms. As much as possible and as much as you can, and for newer players this is going to be harder, these injector handles, these injector salvage, whatever, you should get these from I think it's challenge level 1 or extra level 1, whatever it is, in the assault battles. There's levels at the end of it, level 1, 2, 3. Level 1 is these pieces and some Kyrotex. Level 2 and 3 are going to be your Relic. Oh man, my brain is failing me. I'm talking too much. I'm telling you, I have to re-recording this is killing me right now. It's killing me. Fragmented signal data is what your other piece is. By the way, these are all in Cantina nodes for farming, or you can buy them. Those are your options. I'll leave that to you guys. I'm not really going to cover these necessarily as gear today, but we will take a look at these other pieces at the bottom left here as gear later on in this very extensive video. So, there's your pieces, guys. Kyrotex, you are going to be farming these again today. I chose to do these today. You need more of the squid Kyrotex. That's these, and I don't know the name. Back up. I don't know the names of any of these. I can't keep track of the names. I know Carbantes and stun guns and cuffs, and the rest I don't know. It's too many names. But you can see the squid Carbantes and the computer Carbantes. I farmed these computer Carbantes today because Cad Bane needs them, and I'm trying to get Cad Bane up. You'll need more of the squid Carbantes because there's 2 to 1 of characters that need squid Carbantes to computer Carbantes. So there's your gear, 12 gear. Feel free to farm this in your ship nodes, in your regular energy. This is the kind of stuff you farm. See, I've only got 66 of these, and that fills one spot. I need it for Cad Bane, for Echo, a bunch of other characters. A lot of people need this stuff, so you can farm this stuff in your ship energy. You can also get it in the shops, which we'll talk about in a hot moment. Okay, now let's keep going. Next, let's talk about daily challenges. Every day, do the daily challenges. Get them done. You get a bunch of gear from these things, guys. You know it. You know the rewards. I don't really need to go through these in depth, but let me talk about the pieces of gear in here that actually will continue to pop up as you need them throughout the game. It's going to be your gold balls, your Carbantes, and possibly those Mark 6 guns. I know some of you are looking at me like I'm crazy, but actually on my new Hyperdrive account, I'm really short on those right now. And I think the fact that they've accelerated all the other farming has led to me being short of those Mark 6 white guns. So, you know, if you're a deeper, you've been in the game for a long time, you're not short on those at all. But the first 3, Carbantes, gold balls, you're always going to need more of those. You're going to need to get them in some of the shops, the shipments, everywhere else. You can't get everything you need right here in these challenges, but the challenges are really important. You're going to get somewhere between 55 and 60 of each of the, well, you get 55 and 60. I'm going to 55 and 60. Where are the regular gold? I think they're over here. Let me see this. Yeah, so you get these gold balls here. 55 to 60 of these a week from the challenges if you do all 3 of them on max. Now let's talk about not the store. When we talk about the store, it's important to do your ally energy here. Now keep this in mind because in a minute I'm going to show you where not to do the ally energy. Do your ally energy here to farm character shards. Character shards are going to feed your shard shop once you get characters to 7 stars. The extra character shards that you get will feed you with energy for the shard shop, which I recorded earlier. Now it's gone. I had like 9,000 energy I got from you'll get like 4,000 energy for every 20 to 30k or so if you have all the characters 7 shards. I'm going to do this till I get to a character drop, and then we'll continue with the video. There we go. I fast forwarded through that, but you can feel the brutality of pulling those one by one. There is a tool out there. I can't remember the name. It's SWGOH. Oh, somebody tell me in comments and tell me where you go get. It'll actually open up all these for you at once. I kind of try to keep up with it daily, just because it's something to do while I'm watching a show or something. 25 bonus shards. You'll see where these pop into the shard shop in a minute when we get there. Let's take a look at our shipments, guys. This is really important. There's a lot of gear available in shipments. You saw a lot of gear pulled from those bronze teams too, by the way. A lot of that gear is just lower level gear we'll need for just for early characters and also for our relic gear later on. In these shipments, the featured shipment, you should always buy these for every day. Make sure you scroll down. They changed this a while ago. It used to be at the top, and a lot of us actually bought character shards. That's a different story. Make sure to buy these for every day. If you're a person going to spend crystals on gear, these are not bad deals here. These are not bad deals for you to spend here or down below. These are good deals on gear. Weekly shipment is the same at the down below. Crystals for these gear, it's not a bad trade-off as the crystals for gear down here. It's a decent, man, you gotta go for a while. You can also find this, by the way, if you're in the character themselves. So if I go to Cad Bane and I want to go buy some of these pieces right here, and I click on that, it'll find them right there. These are from those same shops we just looked at right there, these crystals right here. Don't do these, but I'll talk about that later as well. Lots of stuff going on later. So let's get back into those shipments. Let me show you one place you don't want to be, and you saw me just spend my ally points on a bunch of bronze teams to get to bigs there. Never, ever, 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 ever do this. 28k of these for 10 Carbantes. The big shards I just got, and I just spent maybe 2,000 or 3,000 there. Those big shards will buy 20 or 30 of, I think like 20 maybe. But regardless, it'll at least buy 10, and that was 2,000, 2 or 3,000. Don't ever, ever, ever buy this. This is not a good idea. There's not good return on your investment. I don't think this Omicron's good return, but that Get 3 currency either. Cantina battles is all characters. You don't need to do that, except that when you get your Cantina energy, you need to feed the shard shop. If you've got Cassian's U-Wing active and ready to go, you should only do the U-Wing. If you don't have it up and ready to run yet, buy your other characters that are at 7 stars so you can get shards out of them. But the ships give you more shards than the character. Even only 5 ship shards gives you more than 10 for the characters. Guild activity. This is where we're going to do a lot of gear buying. Now let's talk a little bit more about the guild activity shop. You can see that I purchased these Mark 6 pellet gun things, the Mark 4 beakers. And there's another word for that, and I can't think of it, but I think it is beaker actually. These Mark 7. You can see a lot of stuff in here. Let me show you some of the gear that's going to be in this guild activity shop that's going to be harder to get in other places and is not going to be in the challenges necessarily. Your Carbantes, gold balls, Mark 4 beakers, Mark 3 holo projectors. You need those for a lot of stuff. Mark 7 double box or quad boxes stack. Mark 6 balls, Mark 5 balls. Hey, that Mark 7 blue gear, that's not in here right now, but I'm going to show you how important that is later on when you're doing your relic farming. Really, really important to buy those right here when you see them. I could even buy these here. I need them for a bunch of characters. If you take a look at the character, where do I need that? Where do I need that? Is it here? There you go. It's Mark 5. Was it this? It was this right here. This Mark 5 piece can actually save me some work here of going out and farming a bunch of these or a bunch of you know, you run these Mark II guns sometimes, so these can actually be fairly useful to buy. I don't have it on the rare list because you're probably okay without buying it there, but I'll go ahead and purchase this just so you guys can see. It's not going to hurt me. These aren't going to hurt me early in the game either, but later there's no reason to spend 100 energy there either. So that's what you can do there. You want to see, after you've farmed all the characters you need, you want to be buying gear here exclusively, and I just had that all covered up. You guys get it though. I showed you. I think you could see it all on there, but you can see that this Mark 5 right here. I bought that. It wasn't super awesome, but it was okay. Sorry about covering that up. I'm not gonna redo it. I can't keep redoing this, man. Dear God. In your credit store now, this is all about feeding the shard shop where you're gonna get a bunch of gear. And you don't get any gear here. There's some gear down below. Again, some of these are useful. Go and take a look and see where they're going to be used on your characters and how much you need, because they can be useful for later on. But generally, you're just going to buy these character shards to feed your shard shop currency so you can buy gear in the shard shop. I'd also recommend, by the way, getting these for your ships. These are really important and they're not that expensive. Like 600 for that. That's well worth it. especially if you've saved them up for a bunch. Here in the shipments, again, I'm only buying the ship shards. These are more valuable than the character shards. If you got all the character shards you needed, all the ships you need, just do the ships here to feed your shard shop. Mods is something else. Fleet Arena. There's no gear in here, just characters, and I don't recommend buying shards in here. Save this for your Zetas if you got everything you need. There are stuff you can farm in here. I've made videos about it before. You can take a look at those. Guild events. This is really important. Let's talk about Get One. Your Get One currency first. It's his first currency. There is a lot of gear available down here for Get One currency. Hold on a second, though. An important gear. Gear 12 gear. If you have not completed General Anakin Skywalker, I have a max. Darth Malik, I have a max. Wampa, I have a max. And Hermit Yoda, I don't have a max. I need 74 more shards of Hermit Yoda. Get these guys finished here, and then you can spend this currency on gear. And you can look at stuff you want. This stuff is a little more rare, and I showed that earlier. But make sure you got those done. Once you get those done, you can spend on gear down here. But don't do it till you get those done. The Mark II currency is the second one. Kind of the broken little sergeant stripes there or whatever. Hey, if you got the Malevolence done and you got the Negotiator done, you should spend all of that. Not on this gear, not on this gear. Chirotex. Spend that Get To currency on Chirotex, and I believe Chirotex only. You need Chirotex from now until the cows come home. From now until Kingdom Come, you will need Chirotex. So if you've already got Malevolence and Negotiator done, go get the Chirotex. If not, get Malevolence and Negotiator done first. The Get 3 currency really depends. I'm sitting here farming. I've got Ahsoka, Commander Ahsoka coming up. I'm farming her here right now. If you had everybody maxed in here, I think these Zimbiddle cards would be a really good investment because they're difficult to come by. Again, you can get more Chirotex. And I think there's another shop where you can buy, where was it? You can spend that, let me think, was it on weekly shipments? There it is. I don't think an Omicron is worth that. You'll get enough of those in your Galactic Challenges. I'm not a big fan of Omicron there. So that's how to spend your guild event store. Don't spend on gear until you got the characters done or the ships done, and then mainly focus on Chirotex for the Get 2 currency and the Get 3, but Zimbiddles are good too. Grand Arena store. Stop everything you're doing, guys. You can see I've only purchased one thing in here. The only thing you ever buy in here, because this currency is precious and you need Chirotex. Only spend this currency on Chirotex and nothing else. Only Chirotex in here. Don't spend it anywhere else. It should only be Chirotex. I can't say it again. We're going to skip the shard talk because we'll come back to it. Conquest, don't buy this gear. Buy characters. Don't buy the gear. Buy the characters. And then Datacrons. And you see I bought some of these Datacron materials because I'm actually working on my Datacrons on this account. It could really help me in Grand Arena. So there's where you spend in those shops. Let's talk about the shard store. You can see there's my 25 big shards, my IG-88 that I purchased in the Cantinas. Where did I buy that? Galactic War. No, I don't know. I bought it. Oh, Squad Arenas with these two. And then here, my Cassian's U-Wing that I got in the Guild Activity Store. Here's what I purchased. Man, I wish I hadn't screwed up the first recording. Hey, when you see Carbantes in here, that's a good buy. And I'll show you some more good buys. Well, in fact, let's show you. And you also get Carbantes up here. Don't buy the cuffs. Don't buy the guns. Only buy Carbantes here. Here are some other pieces of gear that are going to show up down here at the bottom of the shard store, the shard shop, that are worth buying because they're really rare pieces of gear. You see the exact same 10 that I had. Actually, I don't think those Mark 7. I take it back. Those Mark 7, the blue piece, is not going to show up here. I apologize for that. I believe the rest of them are. Please let me know if I'm wrong. This is, like I said, this is very complex. I could have missed something or added something here. But for sure, that top row, those 7 pieces there will show up in the shard shop from time to time. And you definitely want to farm them here when you see them because those are rare pieces. You're not really going to get them anywhere else. You get them in Rage. You get them in Territory Battle Territory. You get them in other places, but they're hard to come by. And you can get them really specifically farmed here in the shard shop when you got the ability there. I'm not going to go through. You can pause and take a look. You need those pieces for sure for lots of characters. They're very valuable. Now let's talk about the top. The Gear 12 gear. These at the top, these top 2 rows, these top 4, they all cost $720. That is steep. That's a steep price to pay for this gear, but this gear is so important. You see, I have 586 of these. I'm not purchasing these. I've only got 56 of these syringes. I bought those. I have 66 of these HoloLens. I bought those. And I've got 30 of these guns. I bought those as well because I have a lot of currency right now. I'm going to run out of this currency, and then I have to start making some choices. Do I save for longer and buy more of the big stuff, or do I just keep spending, or how do I do it? But I will say this one thing. This row right here is your bread and butter. This is your bread and your butter. You butter your bread here. This square specifically will have the Mark 8 new. Oh, remember those pieces of gear that I had circled in red squares? Let's see if I can pull them up right now. Boom, the red squares. Boom, the red squares. Boom. Those are chiropractic. Boom, the red squares. That is right here, my friends. Right here in this spot. Every time you come to Shard Shop, you should farm this square. You can't get enough of these. You will never have enough of these. Farm all the time. I also bought these multi-tool prototype savages over here. Salvages. Perhaps savages. Perhaps this is a sentient being that marauds and pillages like a savage. I don't know. But anyway, I bought those. I've only got 33 of them, or 32, and I have 36 of them. That's worth it too. That's 360 as well. Always buy this. Consider your currency where you are when you purchase these, and this one as well. That is your Shard Shop advice for the day. And our final stop, I think it's our final stop, right? Right, will be we're going to look at these Relic materials, guys. Let's start up here. I got a Relic 7 Kylo Ren. To go to Relic 8, there's a couple pieces here at the end. The arrow magnifiers. These are only available in Territory Wars. I think it's like 260 million and above. You start getting these for rewards in Territory Wars. Otherwise, they're available in the Challenge Rancor Raid. Do anything you can to get yourself into a Challenge Rancor Raid. It's going to be difficult until you've got at least one solid Relic 5 team relicked up to do in that raid and to contribute to a guild. Look on, get in a good guild. Go to the forums. Go to the regular forums for Capital Games for Galaxy Heroes. There is an entire guild section there where people are posting guilds who want people. People are posting to get guilds. You can go there and find a guild to do the C Rancor or get in a high enough Galactic Power guild to get these arrow magnifiers. Otherwise, boys and girls, if you want to take somebody Relic 8 or Relic 9, you can have to save up some crystals or buy some crystals and then purchase these things. That's the only way to do it otherwise. The same can be said for here. You can actually, impulse detectors, you can buy them with crystals, or you can scavenge them in the scavenger shop with, well, some of the stuff that I talked about is really expensive and hard to find. That Gear 12 stuff is going to beat you up. It's going to beat you 5 weeks for Sunday. It's going to be difficult. All this stuff here can be scavenged. These can be scavenged. You go to Rhodium heat sinks, you go to the scavenger shop. I'm going to go right through the scavenger shop front to back here in a minute. You can get these as well. Don't just click on anything here. Listen to what I have to say in a minute before you just click on anything in those shops. So there you go. There's your relic gear, and you got to, and of course I mentioned earlier the signal data that is all available out in the Cantina Energy. To get signal data, that's where it is. The scavenger shop will be our last stop for today. Our gear shopping, your 2023 guide to gear and gear farming and Galaxy Heroes. All right, your first piece here, carbonate circuit boards. Just jump it to 50 and pop a few of these. Pop, pop, pop. Don't sell your cuffs. Those are important. Just manage your levels. Make sure you got enough of these to relic up. Don't sell these. Don't do it. I'll tell you where to spend these in a second. Don't do it here. Somebody can maybe tell me that I might be doing a couple of these wrong. That's fine. Scroll down here. I got a bunch of these. I actually don't need those, but anyway, convert those. That's how you get carbonate circuit boards. Pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. Your bronzium wiring is going to do the same thing. You're actually going to have a lot more of this gear available. This gear is more common than the gear that we just used for the previous piece. So just come in here, pop 50, and like I said, these are kind of rare these days, and just convert those and get the bronzium wirings. Now, listen closely to the next two. Closely here. Chromium transistors. Do you remember when I was back in the guild activity shop, I said this one little blue piece here, this Mark 7 blue circle. Remember I talked about that? Do you remember that I talked about that, boys and girls? Well, guess what? Here it is. Here it is right down here at the bottom. I can scroll up a little bit so you guys can see it. There's that baby. Now, up here are the pieces for it. I sold them all. Well, up here you can also have... Did I? Really? No, it's right here. Okay. These pieces too can be used. Don't use these pieces. in this chromium transistors, you are only using these bad boys. These bad boys. Now you can craft more because you've got these pieces in there and you got these pieces saved and you got them in there. There's your Mark 7s right there. So you can craft 1, craft 2, craft 3, craft 4. This is the only way to do this piece right here is the only way to do this shop. Don't do anything else in here except this piece for chromium transistors. Let's pop 10 of them and kaboom, I get 33 for 10 of those fully converted pieces. Convert those pieces, use them to get your chromium transistors. Don't use anything else. Just trust me. Just trust me. Another likewise similar situation here. For rhodium heat sinks, you are only going to use these bad boys down at the bottom right there. Your Mark III Cedar Holo projectors completed pieces. Not the scavenge pieces up here. No! Yes! No! Yes! Let's pull it open. Let's clear that. Hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna craft a few of these as well. Craft. You see how I craft them there to make a complete piece? Then we're going to take, we'll take 10 of them. Boom, we'll convert them to 50. That's how you do it in here. Don't use anything else to get your rhodium heat sinks. That's the only way you do it. If you do something else, it's not my fault. I told you not to. And then you get into the really difficult, challenging ones. I got a bunch of these, so I can pop a few of these, but there's just no way to get around this. The complete pieces are nice. They give you more. But I've done the math before, and maybe somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think it necessarily benefits you one way or another to pop these or to do the complete pieces. I think it's about the same trade-off one way. I think it's exactly the same trade-off one way or another. So I'm going to go ahead and convert these right here, and then we get into stuff that I'm not going to convert on the stream because I need this stuff to get my folks to relic levels, and this is where it gets really, really challenging and expensive, and you got to be farming that gear in your ship nodes and buying it wherever possible, boys and girls. That's our video. That is my official 2023 guide to farming gear in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I hope this has helped you. I hope you understand more now. Let me know what I missed. I'm sure that I've missed something or misunderstood something. I'm sure there's something you're wondering that I didn't elucidate in this video. Let me know what that is. I can make more videos about it in the future. Here's your gear farming, guys. Guys, I would really appreciate you. Do something. Again, this will benefit you for all the rest of the years of your life. Subscribe to the channel. Please throw a sub on there. Like this video. Get me in your feed. Good things will happen to you in your life. I promise. It's not a chain letter. I'm just saying that it's not true, but it's fun to say it, and we have a lot of fun here as a community. Everybody, have a great day. I'll catch you on the flippity flop, and always remember, Nooch too good.